My name is Lauren, I'm 28 years old, and I found out about my sister's baby shower from a Facebook post while I was sitting in a Panera Bread, eating a Mediterranean veggie sandwich on my lunch break. Let me paint you a picture of that moment. It's a Tuesday in March, I'm in my business casual best, which is to say, black slacks from Target and a blouse I've owned since college, scrolling through my phone while trying to forget that I have a 2 p.m. meeting with my boss who definitely hates me. I'm mindlessly tapping through Instagram stories when I see it. My cousin Michelle's story. Pink and gold balloons. A dessert table that probably cost more than my rent. And right there, in the center of a beautifully decorated living room I recognize as my mother's house, is my sister Danielle, wearing a flower crown and cradling her pregnant belly while surrounded by at least 30 women. 30 women I know. Aunts, cousins, childhood friends, neighbors from our hometown in Connecticut. And me? I'm in a Panera in Stamford, finding out my only sister had a baby shower that I wasn't invited to. I stared at my phone for a solid 5 minutes. People around me kept eating their soup, typing on their laptops, living their normal lives, while mine quietly imploded over a bread bowl. I need to back up and explain how we got here because I know what you're thinking. What did you do? You must have done something terrible to get excluded from your own sister's baby shower. But here's the thing, I don't know what I did. That's what's been driving me crazy for the past 6 months. I genuinely don't know. Danielle and I used to be close. Not best friend close, but normal sister close. She's 5 years older than me, so growing up we weren't exactly in the same social circles, but we got along fine. We'd text each other memes, grab brunch when I visited home, send each other TikToks we thought the other would find funny. Normal sister stuff. She got married 3 years ago to her high school sweetheart, Kyle. I was a bridesmaid. Not the maid of honor, that was her best friend from college, which was fine. I gave a toast at the reception. We took silly photos in the photo booth. It was a good day. How fine. He's one of those guys who peaked in high school. He was the quarterback, dated the prettiest girl, Danielle was a cheerleader because of course she was, and now works for his dad's insurance company in our hometown. He drives a truck with those tacky metal testicles hanging off the back, wears backward baseball caps unironically, and calls everyone bro. Not my type, but Danielle seemed happy, so whatever. After the wedding, Danielle and Kyle bought a house 2 streets away from where we grew up. Like literally 2 streets. She got a job teaching 2nd grade at our old elementary school. Her entire life existed within a 5-mile radius of our childhood home. Meanwhile, I moved to Stamford after graduating from UConn, got a job as an HR coordinator at a tech company, and started building a life an hour away. Not far, but far enough that I couldn't just pop over for Sunday dinner anymore. I think that's when things started to shift. It was subtle at first. I'd text Danielle about getting together, and she'd be busy. I'd suggest coming home for a weekend, and she'd say they had plans with Kyle's family. I invited her to visit me in Stamford multiple times. I thought we could do the Maritime Aquarium, or grab dinner at one of the cute restaurants on the water, but she always had an excuse. That's so far, she'd say, even though it's literally a 50-minute drive. Then she got pregnant. I found out from a group text. Not even a phone call, not a special sister-to-sister moment. Just a group text to the family with a photo of a positive pregnancy test and a caption. Baby Thompson coming September. Blue heart. I called her immediately, genuinely excited. I was going to be an aunt. This was huge. Hey, oh my god, congratulations. I said when she picked up. Thanks. She sounded happy but distracted. How are you feeling? When did you find out? Tell me everything. I'm good, just tired. We found out last week. Listen, Lauren. I'm actually at mom's right now and we're going through some stuff. Can I call you back? Oh yeah, of course. But we should celebrate. I could come home this weekend, we could. This weekend's not great. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. She didn't get back to me. Over the next few months I tried. I really did. I texted her articles about pregnancy. I sent her a care package with ginger tea, and those preggy pop things for morning sickness. I asked about doctor's appointments and cravings and nursery plans. Her responses got shorter and shorter. Thanks. That's sweet. Yeah. Hey. I mentioned it to my mom during one of our weekly phone calls. Mom, is Danielle okay? She seems really distant. She's fine, honey. Just tired. Pregnancy's hard. I know, but she won't talk to me. I feel like I'm bothering her. My mom paused. Well, you know your sister. She likes to keep her circle small during stressful times. Just give her some space. Give her space. That became the family mantra anytime I expressed concern about Danielle icing me out. But here's what was really happening, what I didn't know at the time. Danielle was building an entire pregnancy experience that didn't include me. I found this out gradually, painfully, through social media posts and offhand comments from relatives. There was a gender reveal party I wasn't told about. It's a boy, by the way. I learned that from Facebook. There were multiple shopping trips to Babies, Our us with my mom and Kyle's mom where they registered for everything from strollers to bottle warmers. My mom posted pictures. I wasn't in any of them. There was a maternity photo shoot in a sunflower field where Danielle wore a flowing white dress and looked like she was auditioning for a nature documentary. Professional photos. The works. I saw them on her Instagram. Each discovery felt like a small knife. Not enough to kill you, but enough to hurt like hell. I kept telling myself I was being sensitive, that I was making it about me when it should be about her and her pregnancy. But then the baby shower happened and I couldn't rationalize it away anymore. After I saw Michelle's Instagram story, I sat in that Panera for another hour. I didn't go back to work. I just sat there watching story after story from the shower. There was my Aunt Carol posting a boomerang of the mimosa bar. There was my childhood best friend Emma, someone I introduced to Danielle, holding up a gift bag. There was my mom, looking radiant and happy, standing next to Danielle as she opened presents. I counted 37 women in those posts. 37 women who were invited to celebrate my sister's pregnancy, while I ate a sandwich alone 45 minutes away. I called my mom from the parking lot. "Hi, honey. What's up?" "Mom." My voice was shaking. "Mom, I need you to explain something to me." "What's wrong? Are you okay? Why wasn't I invited to Danielle's baby shower?" Silence. "Mom." "Oh, honey. I thought you knew." "Knew what? How would I know? Nobody told me." "Danielle didn't want to make you uncomfortable. She thought you'd feel obligated to come, and she knows you're busy with work." "Uncomfortable? I'm her sister. I wanted to be there." "Lauren, please don't make this a whole thing. The shower is over. Everyone had a nice time." "I don't care that everyone had a nice time. I care that I wasn't included in my own sister's baby shower." "What did I do, Mom? Just tell me what I did wrong." "You didn't do anything wrong, sweetie. Danielle she's in a different place in her life right now. She's focused on building her family and her life here. And I think she feels like you two don't have as much in common anymore." The words hit me like a physical blow. "We're sisters. That's what we have in common." "I know, honey. But you have to understand you made a choice to leave. Danielle stayed. She built her life here. You can't expect her to." "I didn't leave, Mom. I moved an hour away for a job. People do that. That's normal." "I'm not saying it's not normal. I'm just saying there are consequences to choices." I hung up. I sat in my car and cried in the Panera parking lot for 20 minutes. Full-on ugly crying. The kind where you can't breathe and snot is running down your face and you don't even care who sees you. Some teenager working the drive-thru came out and asked if I was okay. I told him I was fine and then cried harder because I was clearly not fine. That night I did something I'm not proud of. I texted in the family group chat. "Congrats on a beautiful shower, Danielle. Sorry I missed it. Weird that I didn't get an invitation. But I'm sure it was just an oversight smiling face with smiling eyes." Passive-aggressive? Absolutely. Justified? I thought so. Danielle responded 15 minutes later. "Can we not do this here?" My mom. "Lauren, please." My dad, who usually stays out of sister drama. "Girls, come on." Kyle of all people. "Let's keep it positive, Lauren." I turned my phone off. The next few weeks were a blur of obsessive thoughts. I replayed every interaction I'd had with Danielle over the past year, looking for the moment I'd screwed up. The thing I'd said or done that made her decide I didn't deserve to be part of her pregnancy. I came up with theories. Maybe she was jealous that I'd moved away and built an independent life? Maybe Kyle didn't like me and poisoned her against me? Maybe my mom played favorites and I never noticed? Maybe I was a terrible sister and just didn't realize it? My therapist, I started seeing a therapist after this, had a different theory. "It sounds like your sister has very rigid ideas about what family should look like," Dr. Martinez said during our session. "You didn't fit into that picture because you made different choices. That's not about you being wrong. That's about her being inflexible." "But I'm her sister," I said for the 1000th time. "You are. And she's choosing to exclude you anyway. That's her choice, Lauren. A hurtful one, but hers." 3 weeks after the shower, Danielle texted me, "Can we talk?" We met at a Starbucks halfway between Stanford and our hometown. Neutral territory. She looked incredibly pregnant now, maybe 7 months along. She was wearing leggings and one of Kyle's old Yukon hoodies, her hair in a messy bun. She looked tired. "Hey," she said, sliding into the booth across from me. "Hey." Awkward silence. "So," she finally said, "Mom said you were upset about the shower." "Yeah, Danielle. I was upset. I am upset." She sighed. "Look, I'm sorry you felt excluded." "Felt excluded?" "I was excluded. Literally. You had a baby shower and didn't invite your only sister. I didn't think you'd want to come. You're always so busy with work. And I know you don't really vibe with my friends. I don't even know your friends anymore. You stopped including me in anything." Because you left. She said it louder than she meant to. People looked over. I didn't leave. I moved to Stamford. For a job. Like a normal person. You left this life behind. You wanted something different, something bigger than this town and this family. That's fine, Lauren. I'm not mad about it. But you can't have it both ways. You can't build a whole separate life, and then get upset when we have lives here that don't revolve around your schedule. I stared at her. Is that really what you think? That I abandoned you? Didn't you? No. I wanted a job in my field. I wanted to live somewhere different. That doesn't mean I stopped caring about you or this family. She looked down at her coffee. It felt like it did. And there it was. The real issue. Not that I'd done something wrong, but that I'd done something different. I'd left the script. Get married, buy a house in town, teach at the local school, have babies, rinse, repeat. And in doing so, I'd somehow betrayed her. I'm still your sister, I said quietly. That doesn't change just because I don't live 2 streets over. I know, she said. But she didn't sound convinced. We talked for another hour. She cried a little. I cried a little. She apologized for not inviting me to the shower. I told her it really hurt. She said she understood, but also that she'd felt hurt by me choosing Stamford over family. We didn't fix anything, not really. But we agreed to try. The baby was born in September. A healthy boy named Jackson. I visited at the hospital, brought flowers and a giant stuffed elephant. Danielle seemed genuinely happy to see me. You want to hold him? She asked. I did. He was tiny and perfect and smelled like baby powder and milk. Hi, Jackson, I whispered. I'm your Aunt Lauren. I live in Stamford, which your mom thinks is very far away, but I promise I'll visit as much as I can. Danielle laughed. It is far. It's 54 minutes. I timed it this morning. Things are better now. Not perfect, but better. I come home twice a month to see Jackson. Danielle and I text more, mostly about the baby and how exhausted she is. She still doesn't really ask about my life, but I'm trying not to take it personally. Dr. Martinez says some family relationships are just complicated. That you can love someone and still feel hurt by them. That you can be sisters and still live very different lives. I'm learning that family isn't just about proximity. It's not about living on the same street or making the same choices. It's about showing up, even when it's hard. Even when you're not invited to the baby shower. I'm showing up. I'm here. Even if I'm here from Stamford, which is only 54 minutes away. Not that anyone's counting. Okay, I'm counting. But still.